14-year-old Mark Gutierrez loves art, especially drawing happy faces. But the last few months were spent not inside a classroom, but in the fields of Pampanga province in the central Philippines. He's farming every day, just so he can save $150 to buy a cell phone he needs for the newly implemented rule of distance learning.
But we have no money. My mother has no work and my father is a welder.
The Aitas indigenous tribe is considered one of the earliest inhabitants in the Philippines. But for decades, their population has dwindled and now live in scattered mountainous parts of the Luzon region. Sapang-Uwak is a village of about 900 people. And just like most indigenous communities across the country, they have suffered dispossession and displacement for decades. But the coronavirus pandemic adds another layer of difficulty for the Aita families here. The Philippine government has implemented a distance learning program for all schools to help stop the spread of coronavirus. Education officials say it is unlikely that schools will reopen until a vaccine is available, which means Filipino children will have to study from home with electricity, a laptop, and internet connection. That's a major problem in a country where more than half of all families live below the poverty line and where millions have already lost their jobs because of the months-long quarantine lockdown. It's an even bigger dilemma for indigenous tribes like the Aitas, long suffering from discrimination and abject poverty. Many live without electricity or running water. To have a laptop and a working internet connection every day at home is almost unimaginable for them.
Hinihiling po sana namin.
You see, the indigenous people are far from the cities. We don't have coronavirus here. So why should distance learning be entirely implemented here too?
History books here tell us that the Aitas are the country's carrier of culture and identity. But for the parents here, they say all they care about is the legacy of education they want to leave behind for their children. Jamela, Alindogan, Jazeera, Manila.